Hello, hello, I'm Soulmass218, and I'm submitting for your consideration Fear the Spotlight, Vivian, Glitchless, and it is played on the PC, which, as you believe it, may or may not believe it, is the full category name. You can see on the screen here, there's two chapters, though. There's Vivian and Amy. I may be submitting this as a race. So if there's another submission, it would be from the other runner who would be running Amy. Strangely enough, these two chapters deviate quite a bit. They start in the same place and end in the same place, but deviate entirely in the middle, and somehow end up being about the same length in the speedrun, which is very cool. Makes for a very interesting race. At least I think so. So let's go and get this started. Normally time would start when we get control of the character, but it's hard to count down to that, so I may in a marathon setting just say 3, 2, 1 start when I hit start here. But I'll start it on my timer here like it goes. Again, when we get control of the character. 3, 2,
Do you see anyone?
1.
Nah, it's totally empty.
It's coming, it's coming, it's coming. Boom.
Library is this way, right?
Yeah, it's just around the corner.
Alright, so we're in the game. We're inspiring growth and nurturing every student. Go Sharks. We are Vivian, and you can see Amy coming along with us. We are besties. You might even say we're roommates.
It's locked.
Don't worry. I've got this.
Amy's very good at lock picking, and if we're in a race setting, you're going to see Amy doing a lot of lock picking in that run.
He was upset.
Viv just does a lot of straight up puzzle
He
solving.
taught me all sorts of things before he moved away.
Oh yeah? What else did he
But right now we're breaking into the school library after hours to have a little bit of fun with a Luigi board. That's never ended poorly for anybody in a horror setting.
Here we go.
And you're probably asking, why is this game called Fear the Spotlight? Well, the primary antagonist of the Viv chapter is an actual spotlight. And this isn't the actual spotlight, this is like a security camera, but it's showing us what happens with the spotlight. We're not going to be doing any sneaking in this run from the spotlight. We're just going to run and damage boost through everything.
Did we get caught? Are we in trouble?
It's much faster just damage boost.
The alarms didn't go off, so I think we're safe.
We can take 2 hits before it's GG, so that's our first hit. Before we will need to heal. But the heal is actually not going to be for quite a while. So you're going to see like this red tint and the heavy breathing from Viv sometimes. Telling us, hey, you should probably heal. And the game's going to want us to heal with like tool tips that come up on the side. We're not going to do that. We're just going to keep on running.
Sounds good. I'll go find a spot to set up while you're doing that.
Alright, so we need to get the Luigi board out of the display case over there. So let's grab the display case key out of this office. And go get the Luigi board. Open. Let's go.
Got it. Now, where did Amy go off to?
You see it says there's a to-do list in the game. It's kind of helpful on a casual playthrough, though, like I said, this game is fairly, well, I may or may not have said it, but this game is fairly linear.
Got the spirit board.
One of the easier survival horror games I played, so it's actually very good for, like, baby's first survival horror game if you're interested in playing it.
Vivian, please take your seat, and we can begin.
And one of the cool things about having a race is if somebody's in the Amy run right now, they're also currently at the Ouija board segment, and they would be sitting where Amy is. They'd be looking at me. We'd both be doing the same cutscene at the same time.
Don't worry. I've got everything under
From
control.
here, it would diverge.
Do whatever I say.
But up to the Ouija board, everything's essentially the same,
Good.
which is pretty neat.
Go ahead and place the spirit board on the table.
Okay, I'll put it on the table. Don't worry about it. Thunk. I'm going to move the planchette over to roughly where it's going to end up moving later.
Okay, next we have to set the right ambience.
Oh, we need ambiance. Okay.
Now you light the other two.
Okay, let's set some fires.
Have you ever actually done this before?
Yeah, have you ever done this before?
Oh.
Do you know what you're doing?
Not Not exactly, but I've read a lot about it.
Oh, what book?
No books, just trusty old internet forums.
We love those trusty old internet forums.
Okay. Well, there's one last thing.
What would that be?
What is that?
Ooh, creepy.
It's a rose I found in my locker last week. I don't know how it got in there, but it's all burnt and old. I have a feeling it has something to do with the school fire.
Wait.
So, the school fire
I
is
know
something that
sounds crazy.
deals heavily with like the storyline here in Viv's side of the game, and
It's not that.
somewhat in the Amy side.
But do you think this is safe?
But since we're skipping like all of the story stuff, we're not reading any notes or diary entries or any of that stuff you would in a survival horror game. You're not going to get any spoilers.
Let's do this thing.
Grab the
Let's
planchette
put our fingers lightly on the planchette. Great.
and start the seance.
Now repeat after me. With hands entwined and hearts aligned, we seek the realm of the undefined.
With hands entwined and hearts aligned.
I'm going to move this slightly. I think it's right around there.
Spirits unknown, let your presence be shown.
Spirits unknown, let your presence be shown.
That should be it.
So once the spirit
If
like
there are any
wants to
spirits
talk to
that
us through the board, it would normally move the planchette like from wherever you have it over to this yes, right where it's sitting.
Please.
But if you move it over to begin with, it saves time because you don't have to wait for that, like the full motion.
I don't think this is working.
We're going to do it again at the end here of the seance to go back over to the yes
What was that?
and try and save a little time.
Spirit, are you here with us?
All right, spirit is about to respond. And that thing did not move, so I was right on target.
Amy, was that you?
Holy crap.
Okay, let's move it
Can't
back
believe it's
over
working.
here. Right about
Spirit.
there.
Who are you? Are you the one I hear following me in the halls?
Wait, what?
Wait, what?
Amy, has something been following you around? Spirit, are you dangerous?
Absolutely. Okay, I'm going to put the cursor over by the candle for reasons.
Amy, I don't like this. I'm scared.
I'm scared, Amy. What's happening?
It's going to be okay, Vivian. Take deep breaths.
Ooh, that was
I
scary.
want to stop. Amy? Are you okay?
Amy, are you okay?
I'll relight the candles.
All right, relight the candles real quick. Got plenty of matches. Oh no, where did Amy go? I hope Amy's okay.
Amy! Where are you? Amy? Where did you go?
All right, so at this point, the game is like prompting you to pick up that candle, but if you just try to walk away from the table, it automatically hands it to you. Clearly the devs didn't want you to just wander into the darkness at this point in the game. So they were nice about it and just hand you the candle, which saves us some time. There's some creepy stuff going on here in the library, and also it doesn't look the same anymore. What is going on here? What is this? Something strange is afoot. I hope we find Amy. Hope Amy's okay.
Amy?
Amy, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay, Amy? I ask you, do you think Amy's okay? Just vibe check.
Amy? Are you okay?
To be honest, I'd be okay if that happened. So Amy's been kidnapped by the antagonist for the Viv chapter, which is the Spotlight.
A fire?
We'll get another look at the Spotlight a lot closer very soon. But for now, we need to escape from the burning library. Again, don't need to worry about like the story of the game and the school fire that we mentioned. But where we are going now is like a liminal horror game space set in 1991 when the school fire occurred. Welcome to 1991. We had big, long hallways back then. Now, you may be noticing throughout this that there's like a strange like effect on the screen, and that's the game. That's part of the design to give this particular mood to everything. And when it gets really dark in some of the hallways, like it just did, this effect is kind of nice because you can still kind of see where you're going because those little like pixel dots that show up. But here's our first like choke point as far as progression. There's a door that needs an item for us to open it. Welcome to a survival horror game. Let's start the quest of getting the item we need to open that door and progress to the next area, which we'll have to get items to open a door. Oh, there's something. There's one thing in the vending machine. Surely we won't need that for any reason. Let's just go ahead and grab this key card out of this bag because we knew it was there. We just know. So we can get into the office. And then head over here to the left of the desk because there's a lockbox here with some tools that we want to use. And the puzzles in this game are all like very tactile like this. It's kind of cool. I like that about it. But we got the screwdriver, which is arguably the most important tool or an item in the game. We're going to be using this screwdriver a lot to progress through the game. But first we're going to use it to open up this vent and get into the boys' locker room, which is where our next progression item is. And I don't know what the boys were doing, but this locker room is trashed. Look at this. We're running directly to the shower where we're going to reach into the drain, the first place that anyone would want to go in the boys' locker room. I don't know what we're looking for here, but what we're going to find is a couple quarters to use in the vending machine. Sure. And here's the spotlight, like I said. Here is the spotlight in the flesh. This is our antagonist. Normally this is like where we would be introduced to hiding from the spotlight, but it's actually faster in the speedrun to just get grabbed. Because we're going to warp across the room. And it's going to place us right next to the exit, which we can just run right on through him and get out of here. So we've taken damage twice now. You can see we're at critical state. If we get hit one more time, that's GG's. But we will heal eventually. So it's not a problem. But we're not going to take another hit before then. Don't worry about it. Let's go ahead and use our quarters. Get the item that's in B34. Which, I don't know why, but somebody put glue in here. I'm sure that'll come in handy for those broken pliers that we saw in the toolbox. Let's go grab the pliers. You see me reaching across the desk like this? I mean, it's just faster to do it this way, so we don't have to go walking around the entire desk. So we exit out, and we're immediately running for the exit. And let's use the pliers to get the item in this area that we need to open that door. It's this golden rose. So we're going to dig. And we're going to pry open the fingers that are holding this rose. Rose acquired. Let's get out of here. Skedaddle. And this unlocks the next area, which is the gymnasium. And there's going to be some more puzzles to solve in the gymnasium before we can go on to the next area. That's kind of the theme, like I said, of survival horror in general. It's progression through various areas with various puzzles. Rose in hand, we go through the door. And we're now in the common area. And you can see there's some smoke coming up from over there. That's the theater. That's ultimately where we want to end up for the final, like, boss battle. But we can't get there yet. We need to get all the smoke out of there before we can enter. And to do that, we need to turn on the HVAC system, the AC, to pump it out. But AC's not currently working. We got to go into the gym to get it to work. Which is involving our favorite thing in any survival horror game, fixing fuse boxes. In this one, it involves one giant fuse box with 3 different fuse box puzzles. Let's grab our first fuse and get it going, shall we? Okay. That unlocks the storage and the bathrooms. And there's 2 different doors that are involved with that, but we're only going to use one of them because we don't... Again, we're in the speed run. We only need to do what we have to do. So we're going to run over to this door and just grab the items we need, which are the 2 fuses, and run straight on back to the fuse box. We will have to open that cabinet. Unfortunately, we cannot grab this flashlight. It's just too slow to use it. So there will be no flashlight in this run. Which means there will be like a couple sections where it's very dark. But they don't last very long in the Viv run. If you're watching a race right now, then the Amy run on the other screen is a lot darker. Amy runs around a very dark house for most of the run. So that's kind of like one of the main challenges of Amy, is learning the layout of the house and traversing it in the near darkness. Well, we've got the fuse. We've grabbed a fuse out of a toilet. Survival horror, let's go. But surely we're not done grabbing things out of toilets, right? No, we've got one more thing. Let's reach into this one and grab keys. And once again, we'll say goodbye to the flashlight. We miss you, survival horror flashlight. Okay. Would you look at that? We've got a fuse. All right, with 2 fuses in hand, we can return to the fuse box. But first, we need to avoid Spotlight Coon. So we're going to run along these bleachers over on the right-hand side. And as long as you're kind of near the bleachers, like very much hugging them like I just did, and you're immediately running that way when you exit that door, he's not going to see you. This is kind of tight timing, but we got it done. Let's do the next part of the fuse box. Wires, please. I love you tactile puzzles, but sometimes you can be annoying. We should put the C fuse in the C spot, right? Okay, so next solution. So casually, you'd have to like do a little bit of trial and error to find those solutions, but we know the solutions, so we're just moving right along. We've opened up the pool, which is where we're going next. We have to contend with the spotlight again, but this is actually super free. We just run straight ahead and into the pool room. He will never see you there. Also, we're going to reach through this wall and grab this lever on the other side. Don't worry about it. It's not a glitch. That's not a glitch at all in our glitchless run. Don't worry about it. That hitbox is supposed to extend through that wall. To get in here, we're going to grab a couple things. The inhaler. Fuse E. $19.87's the combo. We're going to grab the pool pump handle and get out of this office. Let's pump all that black goo out of the pool, because clearly what we want to do is go to the bottom of the pool. Pool pump time. And no, we're not using an inhaler. Stop telling me music game. We're not using it yet. Not yet. Not yet. Let's grab the item that we need at the bottom of the pool, and then we'll start heading our way back to the fuse box, or the final fuse box. It wouldn't be a survival horror game without tools and a crank, right? So we got the crank, and we got another segment where it's very tight timing to get away from this spotlight. We're going to turn around real quick, start running this way. And as long as we've done this fast enough and we run around the pool, he's not going to see us. Let's go. Gaming. And that's it for the spotlight for now. Let's go ahead and use the crank. We're going to get an item out of this this raffle thingy, this bingo thingy. Wouldn't you know it's the last fuse. Somebody got their spaghetti sauce on there. And that's it for the gym. Let's head on out of here. We are now able to activate the HVAC system. We just had to divert power from the gym to the HVAC. That's totally normal way to set up your power system in your school. It's either the AC or the gym. There's nothing in between. Sorry, kids. And reminder, we've been on critical health now for most of the game. We are actually about to heal. Not quite yet, but we're almost there. And into the burning theater. This is going to start a small cutscene, and wouldn't you know it, you can actually get into the menu during cutscenes. So we don't lose any time going into the menu if we inhale during cutscenes there. Very nice, right? Full health. Let's quickly solve this very easy puzzle. And see the true Eldritch horror. What is going on with your posture, Amy? Or Vivian? The true horror of the game right there, everybody. I don't know what's going down here in the sewers, why there's a cupboard with like a faceless statue. This is all very strange. Let's just grab these keys and keep moving. Here's the dark hallway that we kind of wish we had a flashlight for, but thankfully all we're really doing is running straight down the hallway, and that's kind of easy to do in the dark. You'll see there's an item to interact with there on the way. We'll be back for that. We can't actually do that yet. First we gotta go in here and play some notes on the piano. The solution for this one is notes D-E-A-D. I don't know what that spells, but it can't be good. Got the inhaler piece and a piece of the face for the statue. Nice. So we will use that inhaler later. Not just yet, because we're full health right now. That should tell you something about the game. We will be using it to damage boost, and we'll be doing that very soon. We're going to run up here and grab an important item for our progression, which is the jack. Don't worry about fitting this floor jack in our pocket. Surely it's as light as a feather. And then normally you'd have to hide from spotlight in this room and get around to get to the exit. We're not going to do that. We're just going to run straight there while he's spawning in, take damage, tank it, and open the door. And now we can lift heavy things. But not by ourselves. We need a tool. Good thing we've got this floor jack chilling in our pocket. Into yet another bathroom. And we're going to grab one more piece of mask hidden behind this mirror. Okay, there's a spotlight interaction in this hallway. It kind of like spawns wherever it wants to. I run to the left side of the hallway and hope that it spawns over on the right. It's spawned over on the left, so I'm going to be hoping I can get past it here. Ah, I've taken a hit. So that's not a big deal. In a marathon setting, if that happens, we have a safety inhaler that we can pick up. It does save time if you don't get hit by that, though, because then you don't have to use a safety inhaler. That spotlight in the hallway is unfortunately just RNG. Sometimes it's in a spot where you just cannot get past it. In we go. And on this side of the classrooms, we don't need to do like any puzzles. We know the final solution to this puzzle, and we're out of here. All three pieces in the face, so it's time to go back to the statue. It's time for the facial reconstructive surgery of the statue. Now all of this, grabbing those pieces and everything, that's a large chunk of the game that we just skipped by knowing all the solutions. There's a lot of like tiny puzzles to figure out how to get to those face pieces. As well as some like actual like story moments. Skipped all of it. Oh look, we've opened up the entrance to our Scooby-Doo villain's lair. I mean that quite literally. This is the lair of the spotlight. And here, since we took that hit, we can still keep the run going in a marathon because we've got a safety inhaler spawning right here. We'll use that in a bit. We're going to need the key to that door, which we're on our way to grab right now. And we're going to do that by going through a hole. Shout out to survival horror games and going through holes. Back to that door we passed. Like I mentioned, we grabbed the key so we can get in there. We're going to grab a pipe from this jail cell to solve the pipe puzzle that we ran past on the way in. Somebody turned on the radio. Unfortunately, we have to listen to it. It takes too much time to go shut it off because we're speed running. So let's listen to some music for a little bit while we solve the pump puzzle. And we wish we could run down this way. You can actually move during most cutscenes in this game. This one you can't, though. It's going to immediately just warp us back to the middle of the room where we were standing. Makes me sad. I want to move during the cutscene. I'm speed running here. There's scope in the competition. There's Willow, who may be racing this run with me. On the Amy side, as I mentioned. Here, I'm going to open this door. And here's where I'm going to use my safety inhaler. Because we do need to get across this electrified pool by damage boosting. And I had taken one too many hits. We're going to, again, use a safety inhaler so we can go to full health here. We're back on track. This is where we should be. Full health going into the final boss room. And now just a couple things left in the run. We got a damage boost through this room, which you would normally have to see these electrified pools on the floor. There's 3 different generators. You have to sneak around and hide from the spotlight and turn off the generators to get up to the stage. In a speed run, we don't do any of that. We're just going to run straight to the stage by damage boosting.
I can't believe I actually found you.
We've got a health bar to
Let me
abuse
help
here.
you. Hold on just a little longer.
Yes, items during cutscenes is goated. But let's go ahead. We're going to damage boost through this pool. And then the pool right here before the stage, we're not going to damage here. We're going to have the spotlight hit us and then walk across it while we're being hit by the spotlight, because it's faster. Just like that, we're at the stage. Let's save Amy. We still have the boss. We're on critical health. You know, if you're playing casually and you're on critical health here, there is an inhaler right there you can grab. Speedrunners, though, I'm not worried about it. We're going to go fight the boss on critical health because there's a quick kill that we can do. And I swear, it's free. Don't worry about it. We're going to get this quick kill without even putting any effort in. And I kind of mean that. As long as you know how to do it, it's very free. But let's move during this cutscene. Put ourselves in a position so we can grab this cage right away.
Are you okay?
And
My head.
sit here for a moment. You can take a sippy before the boss gets going.
Where are we? Where's the
Normally
light?
with this boss fight, you'd be doing the same thing you would be doing with the generators. Except in the boss fight, you're turning the generators on, and you want to get the boss to step on the electrified pools to stun him, so you can do damage. What we're going to do with the quick kill is get him to stun on only one of the generators in such a way that we can keep hitting the same generator over and over before he can get out of the pool.
This is all real?
Also, Amy did a little bit of 6-7 there. You can never unsee it. But Viv's got this. I believe in Viv. Viv is going to do this quick kill. 0 effort. As we've seen in this run, Viv is awesome.
I won't lose her again.
Alright, Spotlight's Kun has done the magical girl transformation into the final boss.
The one that put me in here.
Let's go, Viv. Let's take him out.
I have to end this for good. It's the only way we can get this thing to stop.
Be careful, Viv. Mess him up.
Let's go, lesbians.
Now, how am I going to do this?
We're going to do this by, like I said, we're going to run around here, hit this generator, run this way. He's going to jump onto that pool because he's very smart. And we're going to get ourselves in position to just quick kill this guy. Remember when we had pliers? Okay, he's going to try and jump away, but we're going to hit the generator. Immediately stun him again. Hey, remember we have a screwdriver? Very important item. I mentioned this. One more time. You're going nowhere, dude. Screwdriver, our beloved. That is the quick kill of the final boss. And yes, this is a fairly new strat. It wasn't something found at the initial routing of the game. It was discovered by runners later. So you see this like in the world record run now. And you might be saying, well, the timer hasn't stopped. Isn't that the end of the run? You killed the boss. Well, no. This is Super Metroid. There's an escape sequence. Except we're not going to save the animals. We're going to save the lesbians.
Vivian!
Let's go, lesbians.
Holy crap. You did it. You killed that thing.
Did I really beat him? Is he gone?
Willow's in chat right now like, oh no, I didn't realize there was an actual quick kill on the boss. This race is going to be tighter than I thought.
Let's not stay around to find out. We gotta get out of here.
Alright, here's our escape sequence. Not very long, so once we get to the end of this like running hallway segment, there's going to be a bright like white screen, and then once that white screen goes to black is when we call time in the Vivian run.
Do you have any idea where we're going? Anywhere but here.
Yes, we love Viv and Amy. Nerd and goth. The best there can possibly be. Also both people of color. Of Asian descent.
Vivian, over here.
We love the representation. Coming up on time. Just got to run into the light. And again, when the screen goes black, it's time. Time. So yeah, there's a few little hiccups throughout that run, but that was actually fairly good. I'm very happy with it. That's a PB actually for me. And I'm going to let this cutscene play out because it's kind of cool that both runs, when you finish Amy's run, and you'll see that in the submission, they both end here at this cutscene. So we've come back together again.
We're back.
But Amy actually has a little bit after this cutscene. So like in a marathon setting, we would want the sound to be on Amy's side so you can listen to Amy's finale cutscene because that's our very let's go lesbians moment. But we still got, we've got it here too.
I can't.
So I'm gonna let this one play out.
What wasn't.
Again, I'm Soulmass. I hope you've enjoyed the run. I highly recommend this game again for anybody who's maybe never played survival horror before. It's a little scary, but
Thank you.
I think it's very doable, and they throw inhalers at you if you take a lot of damage, so you don't have to be very worried about Spotlight and Viv.
I was so scared too.
The Amy chapter's a little scarier, I think,
Scared I'd never
but
see
also
him again.
just
Scared I
as
wouldn't be able
simple,
to
so
tell
it's not really hard to get through. I think in my first sitting, I beat both of these in under 4 hours, so it's
I even wrote it all down.
a nice little bite-sized horror game.
I'm done being afraid. Amy, I like you. You know, in that way.
No, you're so cool, Willow. Also, let's go lesbians.
Oh, Viv. I'm so sorry about tonight. I only did all of this to try to impress you. Because, well, I feel the same way. But you're the one who's impressive. Even more than I already knew. Now let's get the hell out of here.
So, like I said, both runs have this cutscene in them toward the end. When this cutscene ends, we're done with Vivian, essentially. But Amy has a little bit extra right after this, and an additional finale cutscene.
Spooky from now on.
I mean, definitely no more spirit boards.
So our estimate does include like watching these because we want everybody to see these cutscenes.
Depends. How scary.
But that's going to be it for me in the Vivian run. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Fear the spotlight.